6 of World Championship Wrestling, normally in the 90s. Tonight, going a bit ahead into the future. Yes, Conan. Holy shit, look at everybody here. Welcome everyone so much. I don't know, I don't even know that's a phrase. So tonight, I hear some dinging going off. I can't quite see it. I'll check it here in a second. Big surprise up front. We're on YouTube and Twitch live tonight. Turns out, YouTube will let me live stream things that WWE doesn't own. And WWE don't own this, baby. So look at us. I'm so happy to have everyone here on YouTube and Twitch. Normally we're just YouTube live on Tuesday, VOD, YouTube Wednesday. So let's check out everyone that's here. Let's see. There's a lot of folks on YouTube, so I can't even go through that whole list. But Giovanni, $20 super chat. Holy shit. Thank you so much. So generous. Pray hands. That's what we do. That's what we do in the chats. Let's see who's in the Twitch chat. That's a lot easier to look up. Let's see. We got La Bamba Dudbaka. No, you stick it. Brenticus is here. Mr. Hype. PJ is here. Therapy. Thank you so much for the Prime sub re-up. Westagon. Chandrox. The Ace of Trace, glad to have you for the first time, and thank you for the Prime sub. Dave in Syracuse, of course, our factoid expert. It was my belated birthday stream, so we're gonna watch a weird show called 605 The Reunion. It is a weird indie pay-per-view from 2006. Sal Corriente, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Tried to throw together a WCW reunion show, and we'll see how he did. But as always, I will have the virtual tip jar up the whole show. That is if you don't mess with the subs or the super chats and have a couple bucks and just want to give them over, appreciate it. If not, hey, I do this for the passion, for the business, brother. So don't feel the need. I'll drop the link in the chat, and the QR code will be up all night. But yeah, let's get going. It's already 9:05. Let's go. Shout out to Adam Luce. Congrats on the baby. Congratulations. And just an FYI, this will only be in one ear. One channel if you're listening, earbuds. Thank you for the sub, Optimum Vision. You guys, we got credits. Just spoiling the whole damn show up front. Why don't I do Patreon? Because it is complicated, and I'll do Patreon someday. Gotta figure out like rewards and stuff. Nate 1986-38. Thank you so much. Yes, we're opening with the Nitro Girls, those fixtures of Saturday night, of course. Yes, Jim Cornette is doing commentary for the Nitro Girls. Giovanni, I don't. This was not filmed at Club La Vila, if that's what you're referring to, though I will now call it Club La Bamba. Alright, Mr. Hype is here, worked ring crew on this show. Insane, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Nate, I appreciate the kind words. Also, I need to scoot over, I need to be on screen. That's like half the point, yes. Jim Cornette is on commentary for this. Alongside Lance Russell. Here, let me mess with the audio a little bit, see if I can get it turned up. Thank you, David, over on YouTube. By the way, since this is kind of a last-minute thing to put this on YouTube, the YouTube chat will not be on the screen, but I will have it up on my screen. So I will try to answer as many of those as I can. believe it's Sal Corrente, the promoter. Oh, it's Ron Nemi. I believe it's currently of XPW. Yeah, I boosted the audio a little bit, making sure everybody can hear. I want to make sure everybody can hear both me and the show. Holy shit, we're nearly 100 people between both platforms already. David Pinzer, legendary ring announcer. Legendary ring announcer, David Pinzer.
Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by the Iron Sheik. Here's from Russia, Nikolai.
What? Barely hear the commentary. Okay, let me...
You know, I thought communism was over, Nemi. You keep up with current events. Didn't the Berlin Wall come down?
Apparently not. Here in World Wrestling Legends or Nikolai Volkoff. I'm going to tell you what.
See if that's any better.
Absolutely hate this guy. But am I wrong? It seems to me they like the Iron Sheik.
I missed the sub. Who was that? Alright, David Syracuse said he could hear it. I'm so sorry whoever subbed, I missed it. Alright. Nikolai Volkoff and the Iron Sheik getting those, cutting through more. Respect the Nikolai. Hey, Matt Foster. Glad to have you. Hey, bud. Mr. Fujiwara JJ with the sub. Oh my gosh. You all are the best. So yeah, this WCW legend Nikolai Volkoff. God, I wish there was a run-in by the hater on this show. John Shadow, thank you so much. Thank you, refs, for looking out. That's my bad. I'm messing with too many knobs and things. Brenticus, thank you for the sub. I'm gonna have the biggest freaking traps at the end of the stream.
What an incredible voice on that man.
There we go. This is a Saturday Night Legend.
Oh, Lance, here's the man I want to see coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And yes, he is firmly in the Jim Shorts era of his career. Oh, former World Television Champion.
You know, I'll tell you, Lancer, I've had some run-ins with Hacksaw Duggan in the past, but you've got to admire...
So this is one of those reunion shows like the TNA ECW show, where they're not really allowed to say what they're reuniting for.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan is a man. He's a man's man.
I do like the dedication with the color scheme for the ropes and the turnbuckles. Brenticus, thank you for the cheers. Ho! USA, 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 USA. Brian Dermody, the man, the myth, the legend. Hard Rock Orlando, a lovely hotel with my room is next to the suites that Tears for Fears wore on the cover of the Seeds of Love. Dave in Syracuse, keep those cheers coming.
And like you said, a man's man. But who did you ever see come out of the Mid-South that wasn't?
The talent was kept upstairs. You had to go in an elevator to get to the entrance. Duggan? I thought Duggan in Super Crazy was 07. Maybe I'm wrong. That's an era of WWE I'm all blurry on. I could definitely be wrong there. Iron Sheik wearing his, oh, Ace of Trace, thank you for the cheers. Ho! Iron Sheik wearing his WWF Hall of Fame shirt. USA, USA, USA. This classic that we remember from WCW Saturday Night many years ago. This is 605 The Reunion. And we're opening with Nikolai Volkoff against Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Brian, Hacksaw should have been with Teddy Long as the Thuggin' and Buggin' and Duggan Enterprises. Yes. Maxi Kun, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Yeah, on commentary we got Lance Russell, who commentated for WCW for a couple years, 89 to 91. Got Jim Cornette, who was, of course, a manager and commentator for WCW. And we have Ron Nemi. Oh my God, that was... Why are we asking Nikolai to bump? Oh, the match is over. right. I mean, good. Thank you, Maxie. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're able to make it over for the stream tonight.
Hacksaw Duggan doesn't get paid by the hour, and he proved it with a quick win over Nikolai Volkoff, who is still holding his head and wondering what happened, Lancer.
Okay, the crowd.
That's awesome, Maxie.
They're going to be cheering some more too for a guy who'll be coming up a little bit later.
It's a good thing Hacksaw had royalty-free music, so they could use it on this show.
Take it away, Corey.
Oh, it's Earl Hebner's the referee. I just noticed that. Corey Macklin, who definitely never worked for WCW, with Rick Steiner, who is really dumb.
Rick Steiner, the Steiner brothers, clotheslines, we're going to give it all.
Was that a sentence? I don't think that was a sentence, buddy. But if Hacksaw joined the York Foundation, he would have been H. James Duggan. That's awesome, PJ.
On Rock Live, 605 the reunion, back to the ring and more action. Well, now,
They could have, like, called Lee Marshall. Scott Hudson probably would have done it. Scott Hudson, by the way, friend of the account, Scott Hudson. Hey, we got Virgil, Mr. Jones, wearing the shirt of the show. And it looks like one of those Facebook targeted ad shirts. What the hell? What was that entrance? And he's doing the Vader what? You can't do everybody's thing in your entrance. Come on, dude. He did like the rocker thing, but into the ring. And then he just laid there. And then he did the Vader thing. Yeah, shout out Scott Hudson, who apparently friend and fan of my YouTube account, I found out this week. Also, shout out David Wills. It's still real to me, damn it, guy. Great fan, and now a friend. Been talking with him a bit. Told me that Scott Hudson been sharing the link to a couple of my videos. Also, Dennis Knight, aka Midian. Was a big fan of the Tex Slazenger video I did. Shout out Midian, Dennis Knight, Tex Slazenger. Friend of the account, officially. Shout out Brian Zane for he did a great video on this show, by the way. Go check that out if you haven't. After this, way to the show, like, hey, can you pick anybody up? We need bodies. I think this is the period after Frankie died. Yeah, I think Frankie's dead. God, if they got the Gambler, by the way, shout out to us. Between two platforms, we have broken 100 viewers. Awesome. Congrats to us. Aw, Jim. I'm pretty sure the bird was actually dead at this point. Thank you, Jonathan. Congrats to us. We all did it together. Yeah, I think Disco might have been working as like an agent in TNA at the time. Yeah, Koko was never in WCW. He was real close. I did a short about it. They called him up for the original Cruiserweight division in '95. Before like they were gonna do like a weird thing with like Brian Pillman and like Jerry Estrada and Sabu and Koko Beware. And Koko was like, no, thank you. Brian Hebner, the referee for this weird mess. Hey, Raymond over on YouTube. I'm happy to have you. Damo9197, thank you so much for bringing the flat soda and the half-eaten crackers. Shout out Justin Bootable. Welcome. Yeah, Disco left TNA in the end of 2002, but then came back in 2003 because he had the Glenn Gilberti run, where they tried to push him as like a serious top guy. Tank Sinatra, please be Tank Abbott. Thank you so much for the follow. So many folks hopping in over on Twitch. Awesome. I'm glad to hear, Bowser. Yeah, thanks to everybody who checked out my pal Ben Pasco's channel. I mentioned it last week. Told me a couple of folks popped up in the comments saying that it came from here. Did a video Monday on the Gallagher versus Gallagher 2 controversy. Go check out Pop Culture Hyperfixations. My pal Ben Pasco on YouTube. Oh, hello, Mrs. Bootable. I just saw that. Welcome. Awesome. I'm glad you liked it, Jonathan. I'll let Ben know. He's doing a great job with that channel. I'm really proud of him. Disco won't even take off the shirt. Have we had... I think Jim Duggan might be the only wrestler that's gone topless. If Koko busts out the Ghostbuster here, 5 stars. 5 stars if Koko does the Ghostbuster. Oh, Coco's over, brother. Hey, B. Clark. Yeah, we've only been going for 20 minutes. And we're in the 3rd match, so. But hey, we got 2 hours to go. That sounds like Ron Nemi threatening people in message boards. Yeah, of the 3 people in the ring, Glenn Goberty is by far has the most veteran status in WCW. By far. And that he's the only one who wrestled there. I believe we're at 50%. Hacksaw, Disco, Mike Jones. No, that's not quite 50. You guys do the math. But it's still way less than should be for a WCW reunion show. Yes, the Village People's Elbow. I've mentioned it before. That was his genius idea. He was going to get over on the indies after WCW. Yes, you missed Virgil. He lost to Rick Steiner in 30 seconds. One of the worst suplexes I've ever seen.
Disco Inferno goes down.
Like, normally once a stream I can make a joke like, oh, here's the most comfortable looking guy, because there's only normally one guy that looks like he's wearing pajamas. So far, half of this show are candidates for the most comfortable looking wrestler. I'm gonna go Koko, because he's got the shirt and the pants. Duggan looked pretty comfy too. By doing that bulldog, I believe Koko is now the hardest working man. Koko wins! That match went like twice the time of the first 2 matches combined. Wait, his shirt says Koko Ware, W-E-A-R. Was he doing like a airbrushed clothing line? Oh my gosh. I love that. Koko Ware. As somebody's holding up one of those like 80s wrestling encyclopedias. Brenticus Frankie died.
He stands over 7 feet tall. He
What?
weighs over 350 pounds.
Why the fuck is that guy named after Jizz?
Of our brand new organization, baby! This is Greg the Hammer Valentine. He is a legend, baby. He is a
What
legend.
is happening?
Just like the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
What is Greg Valentine doing? Is he okay?
It's just going to be a path.
Greg Valentine looks like he has to
It
pee.
doesn't get any
What's wrong with Greg
Greg
Valentine?
the Hammer Valentine, a Hall of Famer, and Jimmy Mouth of the South Heart, the greatest.
What
manager,
is happening?
also a Hall of Famer. And you look at this man. Thank goodness I don't have to wrestle him. I used to wrestle guys this size. It was Andre the Giant, but now it's DNA.
Now it's
That's why he's 7 feet
Jism.
tall, and he's on our side.
Me and my
We
big
are the
pal
greatest.
Jizz.
We are ready.
The youngster is apparently DNA. I do not know. Look at that robe. That robe is delicious. Jimmy Hart wearing his Gary Coleman taking a guitar to the head hat. And here's the thing, he cut a promo with DNA, and then DNA's not coming out with them. I cannot get over. That's a beautiful robe. I love how Greg Valentine looks like a dumpy grandma, and then he just wears the most beautiful robe. Oh God, here we go. Good memories, brother. Jimmy Snuka. Is he coming out to his WWF music? No, okay, it just sounds like it. No, that was not Ryan Wilson. Definitely not Ryan Wilson. Ryan Wilson was in OVW at this point. Yeah, Jimmy Snuka's only WCW match. Well, he had two. He wrestled in like a 6-man tag at Slamboree in I think '93. And then he wrestled Jeff Jarrett in that cage match in January 2000. Earl Hebner in the ring. Jimmy Snuka looking like he's wearing some jammies. DNA was Dennis Needlebomb Abernathy. No, he's not, Jim. I love El Cornette. And I'm not trying to make any of the Cornette cult people mad here. But I love El Cornette's like, Orange Cassidy's ruining the sanctity of our business, blah, 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 blah. And he'll go out and say shit like, Jimmy Snuka is still a great athlete when he's like halfway dead. I get you have to put over the show, but that is a good question, Death Scene. Were Greg Valentine and Jim Neidhart ever supposed to be a team, Hammer and Annabelle? That would make sense. Wild One Grin Reaper, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, I've said it before. I can listen to Jim Cornette talk about history all day long, but let's put a line at about 1998. Don't want to listen to him talk about anything after that.
You talk about the Valentine family, Greg the Hammer Valentine, a second-generation wrestler himself. Jimmy Snuka's son, now following in his footsteps, so that will be 2 generations deep. But Greg Valentine, while he's...
The announcers to answer Raymond are on YouTube are Lance Russell, Ron Nemi, and Jim Cornette. Because this show just needed to be a little bit weirder. I was at an indie show a couple of years before this, where I swear to God, Jimmy Snuka did the Superfly Splash off the bottom rope. It was beautiful. Same show, Tracy Smothers came out with a Taliban flag. Like, it wasn't an actual country's flag. It was just like a white sheet with Bin Laden's picture on it. And he said that he represented the Taliban. And that he was going to fly a plane into the bar and grill that they were wrestling in Indiana.
A certifiable madman himself. How do you play a mind game with somebody most people would claim doesn't even have a mind? Well, there you have it. A mind game with no tools. That's what now Valentine's going to have to...
The funniest part is he didn't really get heat. People were like,
He's had a couple of good shots at him, but he hadn't responded too well with it. Ties him up once again. This time Snuka backs Hammer over into the rope.
why is this match so long? I get it, Greg Valentine needs 20 minutes to warm up, but come on.
Jimmy Hart. It might have been a new tire.
I think they both just kind of fell down.
He was going for a back drop, but he lowered it too soon, and Valentine was able to lower the boom on him.
Yes, he did.
Lower the boom.
Put him right down on the mat, and now Greg Valentine Valentine moves in. Goes up.
By the way, I'm so sorry, Jonathan. I just set the notification. Thank you so much for the $5 tip. Much appreciated.
Chops him right through the stomach.
Piper was not regularly wrestling, but he like if WWE called him like, hey, we need you for like a 10-man tag match on Raw, he'd be there.
Is exultant. He's ecstatic at ringside. How can he not be ecstatic? You talk about this guy.
Oh, that's my favorite move. That was Greg. I'm choking on my water. That was Greg Valentine's finisher in WCW in 1998. Bonk on a dude's head. Hammer's age, gosh, what is it? It's gotta be near 60 here. He came back around this time and did, of all things, he did a match on Sunday Night Heat against Rob Conway. This is 2006, March 5th, 2006 was the date that they taped this. Up. Oh, he missed it. Hey, he took a bump. Good on him. That's sad when that's the bar for this show. Is, oh, hey, that guy took a bump. Yeah, you can tell Jimmy Hart's got a lot of shit to promote because he's wearing a hat and a jacket. And he's got another logo on his megaphone. And oh, that's... I'm stunned. Greg Valentine adding a new move, the Needy T. That's like a backyarder move. Greg Valentine watching his M-Dog and Josh Prohibition tapes. Greg Valentine's 54. It's bad when when you find out somebody's 54 and it's like, shit, they're young. I think Greg Valentine has officially outworked Koko Beware. Congratulations to Greg Valentine. Greg Valentine looks like a canned ham with a blonde wig. Greg Valentine's still going. Like, what was it? Wrestling Magazine on Twitter the other day posted an old magazine scan from like the late 70s with a picture of Greg Valentine with like a pipe in his mouth. I'm not gonna lie, Greg Valentine looked hot. Like, holy shit. I don't think Hammer's still taking like wrestling bookings. Definitely taking autograph bookings. I've seen him around. And he popped up in Why is Doug Dillinger telling him he can't do a splash on Jimmy Hart? Somebody's jacket is probably being stolen in the locker room. Wait, somebody's music... Oh, it's Jizz! Jizz looks like, if you guys have seen that Ben Bishop dude that's kind of blown up lately, that really tall guy that does the meme stuff now, kind of looks like Jizz. When did this match end? Why is Hebner throwing the match out? What happened? What happened? Why is Jimmy Hart's shirt off? When did Jimmy Hart's shirt come off? What is happening? Also, shout out to Jizz for getting a payday just to walk out to the ring. Wait, Eddie Guerrero? No, it's this Puerto Rican footage? What is happening? We were just having a match. And then Jimmy Hart's shirt came off, and now we're watching old Puerto Rican wrestling? Oh, apparently they somehow through Puerto Rico got, like, the WCW footage that they would air on the island there. I think this is a Jimmy Hart creation, the Eddie WCW song. Hey, Blue Y, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Blue Y over on YouTube. I'm lost. This is fucking weird, folks. I don't get this.
There it was, the WWC Legends Package. The Legends Package from Puerto Rico.
I love how Lance Russell's just reading off the format sheet. There was the WWC Puerto Rican Wrestling Package. And now we're gonna cut to camera 1. Camera 1, take camera 2, ready camera 3, take camera 3. Oh, it's old Primo Colon, Eddie Colon, the worker of the family. With his pops, Carlos.
The hero of wrestling in the island of Puerto Rico and all over the Caribbean, and now his second generation, Eddie Colon, his son, going to be grappling here tonight.
Yeah, that last match just ended. Like, nobody could make... What was the edit there? Was there nudity? Vampiro! Okay! Yeah, we got Jim Cornette calling a Vampiro match. Again, this is supposed to be a WCW reunion show. And we have Primo Colon. My best guess is, yeah, Jimmy Hart's probably booking this. No use taking it. Judging by all the Memphis guys on.
When you talk, Lance, about the superstars on the card tonight, Carlos Colon set a penance record.
You just call him Carlos? I have an Aunt Carlos. Pretty sure my Aunt Carlos is not on the show. My Uncle Sam might be, though.
Tonight, Dory Funk Jr., one of the great NWA World Heavyweight Champions, one of the legendary figures not only in Texas wrestling, but the...
Why is Jim Cornette yelling about Dory Funk Jr. when Vampiro's in
so many great legends here tonight.
Carlos Colon.
You go on, Mr. Cornette. I agree with everything you say.
Yeah, Twitch is confusing, Justin. Twitch is very confusing. You subscribe to somebody. Whoever it is, thankful. Dory's in a later match. Okay. Okay, so it actually kind of made sense what he was talking about. I just thought he was yelling about Dory. In this case, why wouldn't he yell about Dory Funk Jr.? I think a fan just walked in the locker room.
Pulls that leg up. Eddie Colon. That athletic look about him. And you're going to see a lot of it.
Vampiro's like, shit, I hit him in the balls. Didn't mean to. Oh! Rough ski. Yeah, Dory Funk Jr. is here. Because why not? Why is Vampiro doing the laziest chokeslam I've ever seen? Of course Marty Funk's here. Marty Funk once threatened to sue me, by the way. About 12 years ago. I did like a YouTube like video for my friend Bill's wrestling school. And he trained under Dory. And like we put a little bit at the beginning, but he was trained by Dory Funk Jr. And because Marty didn't remember that Bill was trained by Dory, she threatened to sue us.
Carlos out there, guys. He's over there, and every time he goes down and stays down for even a one count, he's begging him to get up.
This does feel like you hit auto book in EWR, and then you get an email afterwards. Sophie is like, too much Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart has lost his overness. Bowser Extension, thank you for the sub. I'm just reigning in Deca, Cyber Deca. Why Eddie Colon, dude? You don't have to work this hard, bud. I am not wearing an earring. I'm wearing earbuds. I think one of the earbuds just has like a tag on it. That might be what it.
And the whip. Nope. Look at that. He brought that leg up and blocked him.
Sophie says you used Jimmy Hart too much and someone stole his shirt. So that was weird.
Vampiro waiting making a mistake? Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, wait a minute.
You have to discipline Rick Steiner for farting on people.
Off of the ring apron.
He was kicked off of the ring apron.
Into the spectator.
Wow!
Putting it all on the line.
Flying right out of the ring.
So much for no
Nikolai Volkoff is like, you get one bump out of me, that's it. And Primo Cologne.
the front row, Eddie Colon.
Is that water or blood?
His physical
Primo Cologne's out here doing tope suicidas. Like, you don't have to. One Hurricane Rana, go home. You don't have to work this hard, guys.
Yes, he did. I think he had the feeling there that when he caught him with that knee, Cole thought, boy, this is too close.
With the blacktop bully in the front row?
Pulled it all out to go flying out. Takes him down, and Vampiro drops him down.
Yeah, I can't figure out what the hell is on the... Carlos Colon taking bumps. It's not even in the match. He just gigged. Oh, there we go, Justin. There you go. You got the gambler thing. Thank you for the sub, bud.
Colon was trying to help his son, and wait a minute, now what's
Oh, God, he gigged.
He just clocked him with something. I think it's
It's just like an automatic reaction.
well, we got Doug
Like you go and like tap him on the shoulder. He's like,
down there again in the way. I can't see. Now that-
wow.
That's just like Doug Dillinger.
This is weird. I love it.
Wait a minute, Jimmy.
I can't stop saying that.
Colon to get out of here. Why is he removing Carlos? You can see the competitive.
Yeah, I could see Carlos's forehead either being like you just kind of do this and blood comes out, or it's so hard from all the scar tissue that like you have to like take a drill to it. Either way, I could see that.
He's been on a take so long, he's got fingers from
Vampiro hammers him into the corner with that shot. Go ahead, Ron.
You talk about TV time. I don't think anybody had one.
This match, oh shit, haluva kick from Vampiro. Oh fuck!
First to the side of the head with a
Vampiro, if he would have worked like this,
forearm, one of the
would
other.
have been far more interesting.
He's seeing sideways.
Hello, staggering out of the corner.
Now Vampiro's just doing his Muda impression.
Vampiro coming at him from every direction with that pop, chopping him in the neck.
Chopping him in the neck.
Cologne hammering the big guy. He's staggering, but what? Oh!
Like, why are these guys having such a good match?
Colon still fighting back. His face feels like
Like, Eddie Cologne's really good. Oh, shit.
what's wrong with this guy? He's still up on his feet.
I'm telling you,
Colon beat Vampiro up.
his dad got him one.
I have no idea what Mirabella's or Millabilly's or whatever it is. I have no idea. I assume it's like a restaurant in the hotel.
I don't think he got all of me wanted.
This is a year before WSX.
Colon back over
So yeah, Vampiro's just kind of floating around between promotions.
trying to get up. If it's anybody's ball game, Anthony's still wide open.
That's a good point, Blue Eye. Every time you watch one of these weird shows on a stream, everybody's half-assing except for one guy. There's always one guy that is giving his absolute best and just stands out. Oh, hey, Dave over on YouTube. Glad to have you. Also, this crowd is loving this. They are so desperate for anything decent.
No, he just missed it. I don't believe it. He went more than a split half inch down there from having it. And the shoulder cleared. And Carlos Colon is sitting over there saying, no, no, no.
Oh, wait a minute now. I'll tell you.
Vampiro, like, kind of is hitting him with those missed punches.
Throwing more than he's catching.
There we go.
Colon's got a burst of energy.
The manager is Carlos Colon, TK Bomb.
He's a superstar. Eddie Colon.
Oh, Vampiro tried to land on his feet.
Vampiro put himself on his feet, kicked up, bang with the elbow.
He's gonna do a kick. Nope. He missed his kick.
Elbow again.
Up a moonsault. Nope. Oh, that was almost cool. Two, Mr. Wrestling 2.
Listen, and Eddie Colon can't believe it. He thought he had him for sure. What a great move he made.
That was cool.
Somersault
There we go.
Taking him right over and down. Count of one, count of two. And again, Vampiro kicks his way out.
Cologne keeps putting the pressure on. You're right, Lance. When
Yeah, Eddie, that's right, Ace of Trace. Eddie is about 2 years away from his WWE run, which awkwardly started with him just walking on camera. And they're like, oh, hey, that's Carlito's cousin, Primo.
he can to finish off Vampiro, but so far it hasn't been enough. Cologne, I don't know what more needs to do.
Big drop toe hold during the finish of the match. Or I believe it to be the finish. Finishing sequence.
Cologne on his back right at
This is like Omega Okada for this show.
the opportunity he has.
Yeah, Lance Russell, in my opinion, I'm with you, Justin. In my opinion, Lance Russell is the best wrestling show host in history. Oh my god! I thought he was gonna like break his arm. Okay, that was safer than it looked going on. There might be better like announcers, like match announcers, play-by-play guys, but for hosting a wrestling show, nobody's better than Lance. Yeah, Carlos gigged, and then the camera hasn't been on him since. So he's just bleeding out at ringside. And Doug Dillinger, why does he have so many security officers?
Having to pay attention to Carlos outside.
Hey guys, why are there so many security guys? And why is everybody working Doug Dillinger into their finish shit? Oh my gosh. Vampiro wins. Vampiro wins what's going to easily be the best match on this show. Now Carlos gets to have his comeback. There we go. I love when my dad and I used to bludgeon people with our heads. Yeah, I love how they weren't really concerned with accuracy for the reunion. So we're just gonna air the original Kamala vignette. But yeah, we're not concerned with accuracy for the WCW reunion in the ring, but we had to book Doug Dillinger.
Monster known as Kamala, the Ugandan Giant.
This is, I believe, Jerry Jarrett's backyard. I believe the fans are clapping along to Kamala's music. This was the period where Kamala, on the side, was trying to get a career going as an R&B singer. This show was from the Hard Rock Cafe in Orlando. Or Hard Rock Orlando, rather. More than a cafe. Kamala, of course, the singer-songwriter that brought us such classics as Push It, his dance ditty about staying in a hotel next to Pat Patterson having sex with the Brooklyn Brawler. Oh god. Oh god. It's Jake. Look at his eyes. They're barely open. Like, he looks worse than he did at Heroes of Wrestling.
And Kamala shaking his head, telling Friday,
Hey, LJH. I do not have any clips about Kamala. Kamala wasn't really a WCW guy. So I don't really have anything on him, Dave. Yeah, Jake has officially jumped ahead in the most comfortably dressed wrestler category tonight. Like, he literally looks like he has not slept in 3 days. But he's been wearing pajamas the whole time. I was pretty sure it was not Brooklyn Brawlers Friday. I think it's just a random indie guy.
used against the man.
Kamala did refuse to do a job to Randy Savage in WCW. He felt as if he was above doing a job to the Macho Man. I think it was also because he wanted a contract and they wouldn't give him a contract. All right. Kimchi is the late Francisco Ciazzo. Apologize if I butchered his name, but he's a longtime Florida indie guy that recently passed away. Thank you, Mr. Hype. This is the year before Danielson. No, this is the year of Danielson versus Kamala. Like, it was pretty close. Might have been like a month or two before. So yeah, Jake and Kamala technically worked in WCW, but this is pushing it. This is really pushing it. I just did a quick examination. It does look like Jake's wearing boots. Jake Roberts getting a breather after doing one wrist lock. He's like, shit. I think Kamala did work Saturday night once or twice. And Jake did commentary on Saturday night for a bit in '92. Yeah, Kamala was in the Dungeon of Doom for a couple months. Jake's looking like Gallagher 3. Yeah, I think the crowd chanting Jake is reminding Jake that he is Jake Roberts. It's like, shit, I am a wrestler? Fuck. Maybe Tony Atlas actually switching masks with Francisco at ringside with all the foot rubbing. Oh wait, Jake's gonna run the ropes. Jake's feeling it. Yeah, I believe Kamala did lose a couple toes for his passing. Unfortunately, dude had a rough end of his life. I'm that kid in the front row. Jake. Honestly, it's step on his toes. That's the smartest thing to do.
Well documented, the only man that can actually control.
Jake got a clean undershirt because he knew it would be on TV.
Not so well documented, the new musical career that's being pursued by Kamala. After this match tonight, I think he might take that up full time.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say that Kamala was gonna sing after the match. Oh, Kamala lost his legs. That's.
Roberts is trying to reach the bag, but now Kamala has cut Jake Roberts out from reaching the bag in his
The kid's just chanting this. Yeah, this is a fine production. Like, you can't make fun of the production. Like, you can see everything, you can hear everything. It's a lot better than some of the shit we've seen.
It loses something in the French race all the way from Uganda. When you talk about an unorthodox style, Kamala makes the missing link look like Jack Briscoe. You have absolutely no idea what angle this guy's coming from. How do you fight against somebody like that? He doesn't know what he's going to be doing.
Look at all the photographers at ringside. Is the referee Larry Hennig? No, that's Earl Hebner. Okay. Yes, Kamala's real last name is Harris. So if you search our vice president's name on Google, not on the first page, but within a couple pages, you get results for old Jim Harris, old Sugar Bear. They got a crane. I just noticed that. They got a crane for this pay-per-view. Wow. Yeet. Jake looking like me when I get up in the middle of the night to pee. Got him in the dreaded Ugandan titty squeeze. Rub it. Gotta do this. Knead it. Maybe do a little bit of this. Get some mouth in there. Every night I gotta roll wrist tape on my little night table next to my bed. Roll it up, both hands. Do some of this Dean Malenko. Make sure my tape's all stuck together, and then I go pee. And then I take it off and I go back to sleep. Poor Kamala in a skirt applying the mommy milker to a guy God knows what. This feels like porn.
You don't often feel sorry for somebody in the size of Jake Roberts, but brother, I'll tell you right there, I was feeling sorry for him.
Jake is unfortunately in a familiar position here. Yeah, why is this match so long? Why are we letting these guys handle a snake? Oh! Okay, good. It's not a real snake. Oh, wait, is it? It's moving! Oh no, Kamala just splashed a real snake. Yeah, why isn't this the match where Doug Dillinger's getting involved? Oh god, we got a real snake. Why are we letting Jake handle a real snake at this point? Why did we have to get a real snake? Hey, my name is unavailable. I'm gonna do that short. It's on the list. I see all your comments. I appreciate it. I'm gonna do that short. This might be a few weeks. Thank you. Jake, at this point, I don't believe owned his own snake. I think he stopped owning snakes after he killed a couple of them on accident.
I'll tell you what, you know he's out cold, because nobody can lay there with that giant snake crawling all over him. Oh, man, don't you?
Jimmy Hart's sound-alike of the Jake Roberts song is really good. Weird edit. Okay, here's the... Yeah, this is the promoter, Sal Corriente, however you pronounce it. It's Bruno Sammartino, WCW legend, Bruno Sammartino. To be fair, he did work a couple Halloween Havocs. Thank you, Dave. I dig this community too. Bruno honestly looking to be in better shape than half the guys on this show.
I came to this country way back in 1950, but when I became a professional wrestler, thank you.
Thank you.
25 years I wrestled all over the world.
It's a shame Bruno passed before we could get him on Twitch.
I realized yesterday when I came to Orlando, this is one city I'd never been to. And my goodness, what I've missed. What a beautiful, beautiful city.
Some of the edits on this show are so weird. Look at the guy in the second row just like shoving nacho to his mouth. Yeah! Fuck. So good.
And I hope that all of you folks tonight are enjoying yourselves, and I hope that you have a
Bruno was
a
beast in the gym
so happy to be
at this
here with all of
point.
you tonight. So thank you very much.
Please help me in welcoming Dory Funk Jr.
Yeah.
Legendary second-generation wrestler. He did defeat Gene Kiniski for the NWA title in 1969.
Tori's wearing tights. That's right, he's gonna wrestle. I love how he looks twice as old as Bruno. And Bruno's like, oh, you can't get me in the ring.
Dory Sr., a legendary Amarillo, Texas promoter and a mover and shaker in the industry. And how much money would you have to put up in the 60s or 70s to get Bruno Sammartino and Dory Funk Jr. in the same ring at the same time?
Yeah. Who is that? This is the point of the show where we're just letting everybody come out and say hi.
What an honor it is to be standing here in the same ring with Bruno Sammartino.
I'm sure the crowd noise is edited. Yes, Frank Castle.
Even though our careers span the same era, the same time, I never had the opportunity.
Taylor Swift is in her Dory Funk Jr. era. Vince reconciled with Bruno in 2013, I think was the year that he went to the Hall of Fame.
The fans are chanting one more time. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mike Henfield. It's notthattomgreen@gmail.com is my email. But thank you so much for the kind words. I myself am also quite the introvert. I appreciate that. Brian, Dory is here to launch his line of performance athleisure shorts for old-ass men. Wait, why is Mike Graham out here half naked? Every time somebody gets called out to the ring to say hi, they get progressively more naked.
Junior, I've looked across the ring at you 1,000 times, and I can honestly say I'm glad you're in my corner tonight. And that's an honor. Thank you very much.
What a promo. Oh, here we go. What the? Oh, it's David Flair with Tully. This is my favorite part of the Legend show, where the heel legends are like, "You're old. We're classic." Bruno is sweating so much. Poor guy. I think both Funk Brothers were inspirations for Ultimate Muscle characters. I know there's a Terry Funk definitely was. I'm pretty sure Dory was too. And Tully looks good. John Crusoe coming out. Hey boys, look at my ball.
Bruno, it's an honor to have you in the ring with us.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the youngest guy in this whole thing, David Flair, being one of the most clothed.
It would be such a pleasure to be near that guy right there with the big mouth. Let's see if he can back up anything that his big mouth says.
And Bruno...
Wait, that audio did not match the video at all there, buds. Hey, Gary over on YouTube. Welcome.
Certainly, we will make an exception for wrestling's living legend. Bruno Sammartino will be in the corner of...
There's like 20 people in the ring. And somehow Mike Graham looks the most likely to be running a kiosk at the flea market.
Looks displeased. Looks consternated, if you will. Looks disgusted is what he looks.
I don't know what it was that Tully Blanchard was saying in there to the referee. About
and the thing is, I don't think David was taking bookings at this point. I think he came out of retirement for this match. Hey, Fran, welcome. Welcome. They did Poochie's speech.
And of course, for the uninitiated, Tully Blanchard, a second-generation wrestler as well, not only a former...
I cannot believe Dory Funk's going to wrestle this year in a death match. And yes, I'm aware of how ironic that is.
Tully Blanchard has grown up around a wrestling ring, and he knows every trick in the book.
This is so interesting.
Dory Funk's wrestling Onita this year.
It is always just such a pleasure to see Dory Funk Jr. in there with that style he has.
Yes, Onita is in the match with Dory Funk Jr. They're doing like some sort of death match for Onita's new FMW. Hey, Bravo. Thank you for the cheers. This is, Gary, this is 605 The Reunion. This is a weird, quote-unquote, WCW reunion show, but it's really just been whatever old guys Jimmy Hart could find. It's a death match every time Dory gets in the shower. I love it, Justin.
Nobody will ever question the Funk Brothers, two of the toughest individuals to ever come out of Texas. But Tully Blanchard, if you came through his father's promotion, Southwest Championship Wrestling, I can guarantee you, you're one of the toughest son of the guns out there, because you don't survive in that promotion if you weren't tough. Oh, wait a minute.
What? How did Dory do that? He's like 700 years old. Yeah, totally. I think his gimmick at this point is just being really good on Legend shows. Like, we watched him on the Legend of Heroes of Wrestling show, and he was really good. Looks really good here. He had that match in AEW. That's that trios match with FTR where he looked really good. Look at Dory go. Thank you, Dave. If I'm Mike Graham and I get outworked by Dory Funk Jr. at age 503, I have to be embarrassed. Yeah, Tully he's like, hey, Tully, you want to manage John Gresham? And he's like, no, I'm good. God, Mike Graham was the most bitter dude. Hey, Dirty Joe 3, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. A lot of followers coming in tonight. A lot of followers, a lot of subs. Hey, Hav. This show is fun and weird, and I like it. Mike Graham looking about as mobile as he did in the light heavyweight division in 91. That was a 4-count, Earl. The Orlando Screwjob. Another one! Danny Retromaster, thank you so much for the follow. Hell yeah, that means you've left good comments on my TikToks, Dirty Joe. If I've liked them, it means your comment was good. I get some not so good comments, so if I liked your comment on TikTok, good one. David Flair looking like the third greasiest guy in the Strokes.
Over to the ropes, and that'll call for a breakup. As Tully Blanchard.
Like, I can't believe those pins. Mike Graham was down for, yeah, like Dave said, a 6-count.
Mike, when you watch him, he looks like he's having fun in the ring.
David Flair is so much bigger than him.
Mastermind of the Four Horsemen. You talk about J.J. Dillon, a manipulator, the architect behind the Four Horsemen. How did he keep these guys together, let alone put them together in the first place?
Oh my gosh, David, buddy. How is he the least coordinated guy in this match? Is David Flair's tights say DILF? I think David Flair's tights say Dad, I'd like to fuck.
Let's be honest. Just the fact you could even work with Ole Anderson, you got something going on for you that others don't.
Thank you for the sub on YouTube, Gary. I appreciate it. Gary or Jerry, whichever one. I apologize if I mispronounced it. He said David I'd like to fuck. Brian, you're gonna kill me. You're gonna kill me, Brian. Dory Funk's gimmick here is guy in the locker room at Planet Fitness. Holy shit, we're up to almost 130 folks watching. Holy shit. Between the two platforms. Thank you. Mike, that's right. That's right, TK Bomber. Mike Graham threw 100 headlocks and never drew a dime.
David Flair has spent some time at the fucking conservatory, and from what I understand, what did you say? The fucking conservatory.
Yes, David Flair is a cop now. Wow, 69 on Twitch. Nice. All right, awesome. I'm saying it right. We're demolishing records tonight, y'all. Pronounced like Gary. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, Gary. God, Tully rules. I would watch Tully wrestle on all these shows. 71, holy shit, 71 on Twitch alone.
And Tully, the ring general, he knew
It says DILF. It might say DF, but it looks like it says DILF. God, he did not go up very easily. Or maybe it says DJF, like he's David Jacob Friedman. What a lazy figure four. I'm sorry, you gotta twist around. You gotta twist around, baby.
Now wait. Tully grabbed it back out of there, and JJ. Oh, you lost your shoe. I see.
JJ's doing a Tony Atlas' girlfriend gimmick.
You know something, guys? The more things change, the more they stay the same. JJ Dillon going right back to
The D is capitalized and the F is lowercase. That's why it looks
He's going to do what it takes to get that big win, even if he's got to use his own shoe.
Why get off of something that wins? That's JJ.
Wait, did Lance Russell just said he gets off when JJ Dillon takes off his shoe? Oh, I thought he was going to go for the slingshot. Tully. Yeah, this is really fake crowd noise. Gosh. Costco, Deuce, and Domino. We're Costco, guys. We have David Flair. And I give that a boom.
The Funk family spinning co-host. That's what we're going to look for now as this match goes on into the latter stages. One man's going to have to make a mistake.
World Wrestling Legends coming to you.
That's awesome, Joey. Joey Mercer on YouTube says, I worked a show with Tully versus Dory in the main event like a year before this. Tully was truly a gentleman and Dory was always a class act. Hell yeah. Oh shit, he did a delayed slingshot suplex. Brian Cage up in this bitch. Hey, Funker02. Maybe, are you Dory? I hope you're Dory. Dory on this phone on YouTube. No, Marty, I'm playing Sudoku.
That's a tag going to David Flair. He's fresh as but not for long. Mike Graham.
Tell Trina I said thank you, Justin. I'm glad. That's awesome. There we go, Dory Funk Jr. Please don't fall asleep challenge. Someone told Dory that he doesn't get a second tapioca pudding. Something go hinky with the audio. How hinky? Am I hinky? Are you hinky? Adam Windsor was like a rich kid who continually paid Dory and Marty Funk to like promote him, and like essentially he funded the Funkin' Dojo, whatever you want to call it, Funkin' Conservatory. There we go, Bruno with one of those beautiful punches. Hell yeah. Like, this seriously looks like a brawl broke out in the smoking room of an old folks home. Oh, Adam Windsor married Chris Adams' daughter. Good on him. Hey, I've seen that naked picture of him that's going around.
What I thought was going to be a technical masterpiece between two very accomplished...
Like, it's wild that they got to do a Bruno Sammartino takes out the Four Horsemen angle on this Legend show, and it meant nothing. It was just like a fun little thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for...
This is the point where guys really started running long, because they're really editing this showdown. Here we go, Chris Kanyon. This match, I saw it in the chat, brought up earlier. This is a pretty famous match. More so for the aftermath. If you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it. If you've seen Chris Kanyon's Dark Side of the Ring, you've seen this. Alright, awesome. Awesome, Brian.
opponent, from the Jersey Shore, DDP.
So this is wild. DDP working a legend show at a Hard Rock in Orlando. Not even the main event.
Water pollution and DDP. Three things the Jersey Shore have in common. And as is his custom, DDP.
Jersey Shore has in common with what?
Shaking hands, slapping hands, high five. He'll come from the bleachers.
I don't get that joke, Jim. What three things the Jersey Shore has in common with what?
Thank you, bud, for being out here with us. Sometimes I'm certainly enthusiastic.
I think DDP got lost. Oh, we're gonna brawl in the crowd with no lights. I was in the crowd the night that they debuted the DDP motivational speaker thing, where they did the thing where they did the vignette where they had the girl bend over and the DDP's face pops up. Biggest pop of the night was for the tight shot of that gal's butt. Doug Dillinger is doing a terrible job keeping the fans away. Oh, shit! Primo Cologne just got outworked by Chris Kanyon. Holy shit. Oh, Corey Macklin's on commentary now. Yeah, good on Kanyon for being like, yes, I will take a concrete bump off of the sledge. Why not? That's a lie, Lance Russell. Security's not doing a damn thing. Yes, Kanyon did train Brian Cage. He was a mentor to the Young Bucks early on as well. Did Doug Dillinger ever do a good job? No, he didn't. Labama Dudbaka.
You talk about titles that these guys have together. They held the WCW and WWF tag team titles together. But you look at these two and you sure.
I think we got like 4 people in commentary now.
DDP coming in all business, and Kanyon looks to be in all kinds of trouble.
Well, when you talk about hardcore, you got to write these guys up there, Lance, because Kanyon.
What are you talking about, Corey? When you talk about hardcore, you have to rank DDP and Kanyon up there? What? This is the first match on the show that felt remotely Major League, I guess. Like, even like the Vampiro Eddie Colon match just felt like a good indie match. This is DDP a few years after the It's Not a Bad Thing, It's a Good Thing era tour match. DDP has got his working shoes on. You can tell Kanyon's his buddy.
Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond, known as Bad Company in the AWA. Like you said, he joined you in WCW as a commentator, and when he decided enough was enough, he went to the power plant, and he did. That's right,
Doug Dillinger was in WCW Backstage Assault.
A world champion.
Like everybody else, in his fight stance.
Kanyon just crotched him. I mean, he nailed.
So we're just not enforcing rules on this show? Come on, Brian Hebner. Corey Macklin called matches like he never had a headset, and he had to guess the audio levels.
What is he doing? He's reaching
They couldn't get a table.
Here we go.
They couldn't afford a table, so you had to get a slab of wood. Oh, it is a table. It just looks like they attached table legs to a piece of plywood. But we're gonna do a sketchy looking table spot on this show. I believe Corey was a weatherman. Yes, Hav. It's a refurbished table.
Kanyon jumped in, broke the count, and now he's back on the ring apron with Dallas right at the rope.
They're not going to, but imagine if they did.
Top rope, Corey. Oh, no! Is he going to do it? He's going to get him up. He's trying to suplex him into that table. He is
But if Kanyon did the the Brian Cage superplex to the floor on this show?
Him on that top row. He had the table with DDP's names and initials all over the top of it. I guarantee you that.
Shout out to the guy in the front row with the shitty digital camera. Really dating this thing.
It's been crazy. Some people have said there's a lot of professional jealousy between Kanyon and DDP. Since DDP, since he's
Ron Nemi kind of sounds like Teddy Hart right now.
Kanyon didn't like it whatsoever, and he made it known that he plans to take out his frustration tonight.
And I greet thee with a smile because I go the extra mile. Yeah, look at this. Congrats to Kanyon. He's a shirtless wrestler. Him and Tully Blanchard. And Nikolai Volkoff for some reason.
Side to side as Diamond Dallas Page hammered him, and now coming back is Kanyon.
Okay, yeah, Clone was shirtless. We've had a few shirtless guys.
Some would say it's anger. I call it jealousy. The guy looks absolutely possessed, and he looks to be trying to end the career.
I need some pants with who betta on the ass.
And who knows what in the world else was done to their land. That's the problem.
Just walk around my house asking my kids who betta. Sunset flip by DDP. Look at that. Gonna do the Chikara special? No. Seriously, DDP is working his ass off. This is not an indie match. Like, he could have gotten away with telling Kanyon, hey, tonight, kid, you take the bumps. And I'll just kind of feed up out of a chin lock, do the diamond cutter, we'll go home. Like, Kanyon's gonna work hard wherever he is. I'm not surprised Kanyon's working hard. DDP, though.
He barely gets that shoulder. Yes, he did. Just barely. Referee was counting, and he was prepared to count to 3. I mean, in a heartbeat. But DDP able to get that shoulder up. No strangers, no love lost between these guys. As the feud continues.
There we go. There's the sleeper hold. Now we're gonna get the indie match comeback right here. Feet up. Elbow. Elbow.
And if he hits you with it, that's it. You watch what Kanyon and Diamond Dallas Page, they were formerly known as the Triad, with their friend, like you mentioned earlier, Bam Bam Big.
Okay, I'm glad we mentioned there was a third guy in the Triad. It would have been very funny if Ron Nemi was like, these two guys were the Triad.
What would happen if Bam Bam Bigelow was to introduce himself right now? Truth is, I don't think he could hang with these two. You're right, Ron.
DDP is not 50 yet. I'm surprised. I thought he'd be near 50. DDP is a young guy on this show. Kanyon was doing some indies around this time. He was trying to get a new character going, which he debuts at the end of this match. Look, that was a cool thing. Like an angry man sling blade.
But Kanyon, he has had a very heady match tonight. He has been on top of it at every opportunity with DDP, and you can bet your life
1 + 1 = 3
tracks on his guts, and he's going to have to use all of that stamina tonight. All right, live 6:05, the reunion live from Orlando, Florida. Thanks for joining us. What a night it's been, guys. And we're not done yet. I'm telling you, this one a long way from being done.
Didn't even notice DDP's wearing MMA gloves. You know, famed jiu-jitsu practitioner Diamond Dallas Page. Do I think the Mortis character would have worked in WWE? Asked by Ernest Cook over on YouTube. I think if Chris could have convinced Vince McMahon that Vince came up with it, yes. That was a cool big boot.
I think I've seen a few teeth like.
But the fact that it was a gimmick that Vince didn't come up with, it was doomed.
I think he knocked a few teeth loose on Kanyon, but Kanyon's still fighting back. Beautiful Russian leg sweep land.
1, 2, 3, wait. No, he didn't.
No, not quite.
It's so distracting. People just keep walking out of the entrance.
If you think about the history that's been there with Kanyon and DDP, former World Tag Team Champions, everywhere they've ever been, and tonight.
There we go. We got a chair. We also got some drunk guy at ringside. Like if Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's woke up. Yeah, Kanyon did the Mortis gimmick on some WWE shows. He changed it to purple attire. It was even in WWE Magazine. Kanyon was pretty dope in Revenge. I agree with you, No You Stick. It wasn't my go-to, but I would definitely play as him. Oh, 1-2 Yambag Yahtzee. He crotched him. How dare he? The old school brass knucks that's just like a roll of tape. I missed that. Nowadays everybody uses actual brass knuckles. I miss the days where you just like made a thing out of a roll of tape. And that was your weapon. Up, he's out. He's dead. Roll of tape. 1, 2. Near fall. That's right. DDP did have a match, Stephen J. Neptune Man, on Dynamite. He even did a dive. I think Kanyon wasn't a mainstay in TNA because he was having his mental health struggles around that time. He did like one match there. That's Chris K against Raven. Yeah, Raven. DDP was in that weird, what was it? WCW Legends suite, whatever that was. With like Jacqueline. Oh shit, Kanyon's gonna take a bump. Oh, I thought he was gonna diamond cutter him off of that. That would have been sick. Oh, he didn't go through it. Oh, that sucks for him. Oh no, poor Kanyon.
Into the middle of the arms of that table, and it collapsed.
Ow, that had to suck.
Looks like he's about trying to.
Table doesn't know how to work.
Out there on the floor. I don't believe he wants him back in the ring.
I don't know, but I'll tell you this. Kanyon's not going to be getting up too quick from that.
He was picked up and thrown back in the ring.
You're right,
so
Lance.
Dallas is going to try to go for the pin.
Not only to go for the pin, he wants the diamond cutter.
There we go. Oh, no. Right into balls. Yes, David Arquette did train. Or Kanyon trained David Arquette for Ready to Rumble.
DDP gets the shoulder up. Have you seen him back?
I'll tell you, these guys are letting it all hang out, and I'll tell you what, the Hard Rock Live definitely getting their money's worth in tables. You're talking about a 275-pound man flying off the stage and bouncing off of that table. I think he would have been better off.
Up. Can't do that, DDP. They'll always counter that. Is there somebody just like recording the show on their camcorder on the stage? Some dude in a blue shirt? It's like, what the hell?
Your winner, Diamond
That was a hell of a match. Like, way too good for this show. Especially on Kanyons, and DDP also worked really hard. Very impressed. Good shit.
Just like Dory lands that diamond cutter, it comes out of nowhere, and once he hits it, you're finished.
I think you gotta throw the whole diamond up. You can't just do this.
I've been out in the lobby with Brian Knox and all the great bands here at Hard Rock Live, and it has been a reunion.
been great. Wait a minute.
How you doing, Orlando?
Wait a minute. What? There's stuff in the ring still?
Diamond Dallas.
It's good.
Diamond cutter, shoulders back, chest out.
Hey, yeah.
Good call, Stephen J. Neptune.
FLA.
You know, every once in a while, a rumor starts to fly around, and in our business we call it telegraph, telephone, and telewrestler. It starts to float around, and you know, Chris Kanyon, I started to leave here, and there's a question that's been just bugging me for weeks now because, my brother, I thought I knew you, I don't know, 10 years now. We were world
Brother?
championship wrestling tag team champions.
Uh-oh, I smell
We
something.
were
What?
world
Corey?
WWE
Come on.
champions, tag team champions. And the question I got for you, my brother,
You gonna pop the question? Uh-oh.
the rumor
God,
that's floating
Corey.
around is, are you gay?
This is that
And that's not a
controversy
bad
I'm
thing.
talking about.
That's not a bad thing.
I wish every match ended.
'Cause that's
Hey,
the
I just
rumor
kicked your ass,
that's
but
floating around.
you gay?
And I thought that my gaydar was pretty damn high. You know, and I never expected ever in a million years that my brother, I tag team with,
Imagine if Cody at the end of WrestleMania when he grabs the microphone to thank everybody.
I couldn't think of a better place.
Roman Reigns, got a question. You gay?
On national TV?
I'm not sure what it is anymore.
I don't know. You're right. Wait a minute, he's popped a question to Kanyon.
You know that? I don't think that's exactly the best term you should be using right now. Pop the
What do you want him to
I know.
say?
You don't think straight? Uh-oh.
I can't be. Because the rumors are true. I'm gay. I am the first ever openly gay professional athlete active in this country.
In this country.
Well, I guess you heard the
Well, bro, give it up right now, because that's the baddest son of a I ever knew that was gay.
They had to bleep him. Said a curse word. Yeah, this was Canyon's idea. This was all
If you're
the publicity
gay, black,
stuff.
white, yellow, green, you will always be
But no,
my
Kanyon
brother.
wanted to be the openly gay wrestler who was like just a dude.
The good times just keep
God,
going
I
on.
love the way that like
Look at
when I
that.
came out as Pan a couple years ago, I really wish I would have like done it sooner so I could have Lance Russell commentate my coming out.
This is awesome. Oh, yeah, beautiful Bobby Loverboy.
I love how Canyon's like, yeah, I'm gay, and then Stan Lane comes out dressed like that. I'm sorry, I think we might have a second openly gay wrestler. Yeah, that's the best way to describe that, Brian. Very awkward, weird segment. Heart was in the right place.
That's his job.
Let me ask you people a question. Did you ever have a thorn in your
I
side?
thought Cornette was gonna say, let me ask you people a question. Are you gay?
Right in between your ribs, causing you nagging.
Yeah, that was a perfectly fine segment for 2006.
Listen to Cornette.
Yeah, that was fine. It could have been offensive. He could have called him a slur, but he
For a
didn't.
lot of years, Bullet Bob Armstrong and his inbred kids have been a thorn in their side.
Is anyone else
Bobby the
gay?
Brain Heenan has been a thorn in my side, sticking me and gouging
And now
me,
Jim Cornette has
waiting to be
appendicitis.
plucked out. Well, ladies and
Oh, that's cool,
gentlemen,
CBJ
tonight,
fan.
Right here in Orlando, the Armstrong family and Bobby
Yeah,
Heenan
imagine,
are
like,
gonna
everybody comes out. Mike Graham, Kanyon, you've inspired me. I'm gay too. Nikolai Volkoff. And Russia, gay as me.
On the same team, Loverboy Dennis, beautiful Bobby, Sweet Stan, the Midnight Express.
Well, they're a tough tag team, no doubt about it.
Why are all the Midnight Express doing for Express? But they never did that beforehand.
Uh-oh, their opponent.
Shiz comes out. 'Cause I'm gay too.
He's the only man who can keep our port safe, and he is Anna Nicole Smith's favorite manager. Put your hands together for Mr. Chip.
Was Anna Nicole Smith like a timely reference in 2006? Was she still alive?
Tag team contest, accompanied to the ring by the legendary Bobby the Brain Heenan
What a weird pairing. By the way, Jonathan, you can mark off. We got 3 Armstrongs. Here. Can't have a WCW Deep Cuts live stream without the Armstrongs. And Nicole Smith died the year after this. Okay, so she's at least still alive. Bobby Heenan with the Armstrongs. Oh yeah, if that was in the WWF at this time, or WWE at this time, Undertaker would have like cut his forehead and been like, "You an F slur, buddy?" Dennis Condrey's still taking bookings at this point. Wild.
That Cornette gets mad about is they call him the Brain, and he is considered one of the headiest managers ever to have been around, and that makes Cornette mad. They think
Hey, Dr. Kill, this is a WCW quote-unquote reunion show. So not quite WCW, but kind of. Yeah, I saw that Taker was like, "Oh, I hit everyone the same with chair shots as I did Kanyon." Bullshit. Yeah, Bobby Heenan rules. Brad Armstrong looking jacked here. Brad Armstrong got signed a few months after this.
This is Brad, and Brad looks so much like his dad, and what a great athlete this kid is. I mean,
oh shit, he almost... Okay.
He's a kid to me, but...
Brad Armstrong had that weird run in WWE ECW. Where like he worked some house shows and then they had him do commentary for like 2 weeks.
I'm going to tell you what, I think what the real problem is that Cornette has, well, most people consider the Brain, and one of the greatest managers, if not the greatest manager in the history of wrestling. Most people, when they think of Jim Cornette, they think of the Mama's Boy.
Yeah, that's true.
The Mummer's Boy? You gotta pronounce all the letters there, bud. God, that would have been funny if Bullet got to be Bullet and Scott got to be Scott, but they're like, "No, Brad, you have to be Buzzkill."
The photography equipment that he wanted, you know, he spent a lot of money on that end of it. Jimmy took a lot of good pictures, too. I'll tell you that.
Here we go, Bobby Eaton. Dong Ferrari, thank you for the sub. XOXO right back at you. We're having a great night, Subways. We're having a great night in general. Viewership is through the roof. Thank you, everybody. Oh, there we go. Scott Armstrong, big drop kick. Scott Armstrong, friend of the account, by the way.
Maybe not Jim Cornette, but the Midnight Respect.
Mumford's Boy.
Well, I'll tell you,
Brad Armstrong did have the best WCW music. I've talked about it before. When I was a kid, I thought he was the one treading on it.
Cool as ice. Look at him. Oh, maybe Cornette's starting to get under his skin a little bit. But look at the blood going to the face of Cornette. The guy looks. Why is he getting so worked up? What's the problem?
I think that the side of the Brain
Sweet Stand
makes him nervous. Yes.
I did not hear about that show. That's cool. That's cool. Randy Hales is still running shows, Dave.
Known as the fabulous one.
Indeed.
Well, they put those top hats on. They wrestled all over.
Look at this. Stan and Scott Armstrong doing some blood sport shit. Now let's get Stan Lane and next Josh Barnett's blood sport.
Teamed up with these guys. He was with the Midnight Express as well. Wrestled with them.
Stan Lane versus, I don't know, and Frank Mir.
This is Scott Armstrong. Maybe not as well known.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, no, you stick it. Yeah, that's right. It's hard to make fun of good wrestling. They're having a good match right
Those
now.
are two others of the Armstrong family, and I'm a little prejudiced here because...
Also, shout out to Stan for switching it up at the end of his life. Not his life, his career. With the bikers. Not wearing the trunks.
Here comes the lover boy, Dennis Condrey. Condrey's complaining because you can't do that to me. I'm a lover boy. I'm a lover. Take it easy on me, I'm telling you. If you want this finger.
Dennis Condrey had this ability to always look so confused. New Future, thank you so much for the sub. Tip of the cap. Thank you so much. Thank you, Durden Zero. I'm glad these streams are relaxing. I'm sure except for the points where I start screaming at random, like when people almost die. Hello, Worm. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you bringing this flat soda and the crackers. What kind of tennis racket do I think that is? That's a good question. Probably one of those ones that you can get at Walmart that like the kids have all played with, so the handle's kind of bent. God, Bobby, I don't think Bobby's the most comfortable looking person on this show, but he's definitely the one that's most ready to just like get cheebed. Alright, Cornette said they were always Wilson. Not on him for spending money. Spending money on this. Also, shout out to the Midnights for getting matching gear for this run. They could have very easily just all worn whatever they found in the closet. This is new gear. Good on them. Alright, Bowser Extension. Take her easy. Have a good night. Glad to have you. Glad to have you, friend. Yeah, we've played that on an early episode of WCW Deep Cuts Live. That clip of Cornette and the Midnights MTV. That's wild.
Could have went right to the top. In the NWA, in the WCW, it's the WWF wanted him. He could have went to the top there. But we're lucky to have him right here with his father and his brother here at the 605 reunion. 605. A lot of people.
I appreciate Bob Armstrong sticking to the bullet gimmick years after anybody really even what was I gonna say? Not cared. People cared. But like even knew the lore. I always heard the reason why Condrey just disappeared is like he was trying to avoid, I think it was like an ex-wife.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at Jimmy Cornette creeping around with that tennis racket.
I don't think they ever did an 8-man with Randy. I'm pretty sure they did an 8-man with Cornette at one point, though. Also, shout out to my SSRI gang taking my meds for the night. Yeah, I think he was trying to avoid alimony. The story I've heard. That is blasphemous. Stan Lane. There we go.
Still got it.
How dare you do a Russian leg sweep to Brad Armstrong? That is some cocky shit.
What a team. You talk about teamwork. These three guys. Jim Cornette, the ring general.
Franchise, thank you so much for the follow. So many folks following, man. So many folks. Bobby Heenan gonna pull Balls Mahoney, hand out concussions.
He's got the chair still in his hand over there, and he's telling the referee, you tell him to put that tennis racket down, I'll put the chair down.
It's the gosh darned candy. We are swimming in flats. Versus Wizards. Night swimming. Serves a quiet night.
Great to be a part of this World Wrestling Legend 605 the reunion. Big night of this. Man, we should do this every week.
Everybody wants to be part of it. You're talking about photographer Jimmy Suzuki coming over from Japan.
Oh, Jimmy Suzuki's there. Wow.
Great to see Suzuki.
All right. Oh, please don't kill Bobby. There we go. Good shit. Good shit.
He did, Blanchard, and I'm going to tell you, that's a great...
It is wild that Bobby did that top rope leg drop for all those years and was still able to work in 2006, let alone walk.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, guys, the Midnight Express...
Night Swimming is one of my favorite REM songs.
With Bobby Heenan. He's using them to get a Heenan on the Armstrongs.
Such a good song.
Look at the bullet.
Thank you, Dave. Lover played his country does look like David Crosby.
Sleeper hold.
Up. Got a sleeper in the middle of the ring. Got some shenanigans. See, if Jim Cornette just did this, didn't like talk about things.
Cornette just got hit by Bobby Heenan.
God, Heenan had still had such good timing.
The Bullet Bob Armstrong.
So good.
Just nailed Eaton. 1, 2, 3, and that's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Team
Bullet Bob.
by Bobby, the Green Heenan.
In his
Imagine being like
Jimmy Cornette,
Scott and
never
Brad's
wanted to be
age.
bested by Bobby Heenan, and he
An old
got
dad
his
still needs to get
old
the.
racket up in there to his
I mean, it's fun. It's fine.
Big Bob Armstrong put him down, got a 1, 2, 3.
And Cornette is going to throw a tantrum, I guarantee you.
Bobby's like, I'm on camera? Yes, the Armstrong curse has been broken. That's the most 605 thing. Oh shit, Cornette got busted open. Bullet wore the mask. I think the kayfabe story was Ted DiBiase like dropped a weight on his face. We talked about. We watched a documentary about Bullet Bob. Southern discomfort. Yes, Yes,
I'm going to tell you what, after the mugging that Jim Cornette taken, I'm going to tell you what, he might have to bring this one to
look at all those Armstrongs. Brian, Brad, Steve, Bill, Scott, Bobby Heenan, Earl Hebner. That's right, that was not the main event. Again, everybody went so fucking long, they're having to cut everyone's stuff. Scott Steiner, this is our main event right here. Scott Steiner with somebody, I assume maybe a waitress at the restaurant. Corey Mack went thrown out, they call him Big Papa.
I'll tell you one thing, this guy, he not only looks good, he is good. He's an outstanding wrestler, and I will never forget the first, I think, really big match that Scott ever had in his career.
Yeah, Brad and Muda from that
in Memphis, Tennessee,
from that Saturday night was really good. That 2 out of 3 Falls match franchise. I agree. Yeah, it's wild that the first 2 matches combined went maybe 3 minutes, and then everybody else went over their times.
Hey, you women out there want to join me after the show for the real freak show? Meet me in the back.
You get back there, he's got like Elephant Boy and Bearded Lady and guy in stilts. This is my freak show. This is after his WWE debut, Frank Castle. This is a couple years after. And yeah, that young woman's outfit dates this show so much. Hell yes, Scott. Oh, he said something real bad. They cut something out. Yeah, Scott Steiner's in TNA, I think, by the summer of this year. Oh, Scott Steiner gets our old pal Marcus Buff Bagwell. And his predetermined calves.
Look at the physical specimen. You don't know what you're going to get with either one of these individuals. But you know something? I'm glad to be sitting here with both.
Jimmy Hart had to write a ripoff of his own Buff Bagwell song. That's great. 2006 Rookie of the Year. 15 years running. That's right, Brian. Oh shit, he's gonna say something homophobic. Oh god, he did say something bad. This crowd's like, no, we're not rednecks. Fuck you. Yeah, I have no idea what's up with Buff Bagwell's hair these days. Earlier today, I tweeted out a thumbnail from his new YouTube channel. Buff Bagwell's doing the Maven thing now. Like, he's ripping off Maven's channel. But, like, his hair is, like, this now. Like, I can't even get him to frame. Like, his hair is, like, a foot tall.
anybody else.
Is he wearing Vicious and Delicious tights?
No
That's great.
lifting violent by Indy means. Big guy, and he had the guts to stand in front of Scott Steiner, and now he's
You know, the last two matches, either of those could have been divided.
underneath.
Nice jump kick. Hey, yeah, Big Papa with that overall.
Oh, gosh.
He's in it. Papa's got to find new bags tonight already, it looks like. Lance is walking the ringside.
He did the thing, he had to like walk into the corner to like bump into it. That's so good.
Scott Steiner getting it taken to it by Buff Bagwell.
I believe that he's a little surprised himself, Ron. You got that
He should be a little
surprise.
surprised.
He couldn't have expected it.
He didn't expect to have to work.
Former World Tag Team Champion.
I love the one guy at ringside that doesn't understand that Scott Steiner's a heel. And he's like, yeah, high five.
That's the stuff, former Rookie of the Year in professional wrestling, guys. You know, when he first started his first year,
Whoever this gal is, she is really into this.
look at that.
Like, I've seen some very unenthusiastic, like, volunteer, like,
Right into Bagwell.
the wrestler's girlfriend's manager. Oh gosh, I don't like that. I'm glad that spot's gone away.
The freaks are out tonight, boys.
Telling you, back in the ring.
Girls just want to have fun.
They do. She don't like
It's a weird thing to say after that, Corey Macklin.
one upset Steiner.
Referee right on top of it, and
Just a little bit of sexuals. Not a whole lot, just a little bit.
Boy, he has flashed.
Oh,
that
gosh.
a couple of times tonight.
Scott's like, I can't
slam from Big Papa Pump.
can't land you safely. I'm just gonna hurt you.
In the box,
And
man.
absolutely no hill for a climber.
Yeah,
when
he
it goes
thought he heard her say her name was
that belly to
Judy.
belly and slamming Bagwell down on that mat.
Whoa. Using those ropes to his
fuck was
advantage,
that?
going to work on the Larry
Corey
from
Macklin.
Bagwell,
Huh.
knowing that if he can cut off the win, Bagwell will be all kinds of trouble. These guys, you look at them, physical specimens. They can go 60 minutes when they need to.
No, they
Trying to
can't.
tell you.
That is a lie. Neither of these men could go 60 minutes.
Earlier tonight, all over this Hard Rock Live. 6:05, the reunion. This night, one night only. Thank you for joining us, and I'm here to tell you it's a night that
Yeah, this is one night only because, well, you couldn't really do this show
You got in late, you should
a lot more often. There we go. She gets her revenge. She's the babyface of this match. The wrestlers are the heels. The ballet is the babyface.
She, I guess, hanging out with Scott Steiner, she can handle it herself. She says, I'll slap him myself, Scotty. Bring him over to me.
What'd you call
Yeah, I think this show's been under ECW rules.
That between us, please. Please.
You've just seen non-stop low blows. The managers have interfered in like every match.
Take no stuff, and right now he's taking no
At a table spot at one point.
Bagwell up. Into the ropes he goes.
Wrestler came out as gay.
Big Papa, like running into a brick wall.
There are no DQs here.
I'm telling you, on wheels. Woo! Drops with an elbow down
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
there. Yeah, yeah.
Buff does not wrestle anymore. He had like one kind of sort of match on that new Memphis wrestling show, but like he couldn't really do anything.
Reminds you of you, Corey. I see him pop that corner.
The valet is just some gal.
Boy.
I only followed his elbow and get back up there quick. Boy, he bounced right back up, didn't he?
He did that.
Do you remember that Mr. Rogers thing? That weird thing last year when he first got in with DDP where he tried to do a Mr. Rogers neighborhood gimmick on indie shows?
They've been on fire all
I think he got booked once doing it,
Beautiful Orlando, Florida.
and no other promoters would bite, so he stopped.
Hey, you know what time they open the gates to let the fans start coming in here tonight for this action?
I know.
6:05.
Something magic about that time, and it's 6:05.
I know Ron, even though he's a young fella, he
Bunker on YouTube says if you have $5,000 at the time, Buff would do an hour, just not wrestling.
Turner started championship wrestling, and then he absolutely became convinced that it had to be part of his
Just,
action, and
like,
ultimately ended up.
We're gonna
buying,
zoom in on this gal's face.
WCW, and all he used to start his program.
Yeah, Justin, there was a brief period last year where Buff Bagwell tried doing a Mr. Rogers
Going
gimmick,
to all that strategy, but apparently it worked all right for him.
but he couldn't really get booked.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And
There's a couple YouTube videos out there that he did with DDP's guys.
that he had on WTBS, and they started at 6.
Bless Lance Russell's heart for still calling it WTBS in 2006.
That's where I was. Every Saturday at 6:05, I'd be sitting on the couch, all me and my boys. We knew exactly that was the place to be. It was the greatest.
Yep. Buff Bagwell did win the Memphis wrestling tag belts a couple months ago. And I believe he handed his title over to Scotty Riggs. Scotty Riggs, who's actually still taking wrestling bookings. Got in really good shape. Looking jacked.
I'll unplug that Dory and I'll turn it on the Superstation and enjoy all the wrestling action. Talk about action, man. Here we go.
Look at Bagwell.
Look at Scott bump. Surprised.
Just when you think Scott Steiner has got it.
Again, it's every time somebody takes a bump on this show. Oh, good for them. Yeah, the new Memphis thing is still going. They seem to actually be doing all right. I don't watch it, but every time I see a YouTube thumbnail, they seem to be doing well. As Scott Hudson used to call it, the Kentakabashi DDT, which was not really a DDT. Just kind of a hip-hop. Oh, he's wearing the NWO logo on his tights.
Sorry about that bump.
They can't say WCW, but everybody can just wear all these logos. Oh gosh, oh gosh, that was just an excuse to get her to touch his butt. There we go, we're gonna have the heel win at the end of our one-off nostalgia show. Why not? Yep. Sad ending. The heel wins.
Got the submission. Wow, what a win for Scott Steiner.
Why not? That's a WCW thing, though. Gotta say, that's the most authentic tribute to WCW. To end this show with a sad ending. They did a dark match after this, of course. They couldn't air that match on here. I think the Valet is the only one we were supposed to be rooting for. God, what a 2006 front row. Wow, Norman Smiley and Johnny B. Bad were in the dark match. They couldn't be bothered to put those guys on here. Fuck. But the championship belts are won and lost, but legends last forever. Dedicated to those who have passed and those whose legacy we honor. Random guy. Alright, that's the end of this. What's playing in May? Brokeback Mountain. Cody. Chicken Little. What else is playing on pay-per-view? Oh, we have a TNA thing. Oh, that's it. Alright, before we head out, here's what we'll be watching Sunday. Back on both YouTube and Twitch for Off the Grid.
The last time I lost anything was a game of marbles. And I was 6 years old. And when I got beat, I beat him for beating me.